Hi, everybody. It's Elektra Yao, artist visa lawyer located in New York City. If you don't know me, my name is Elektra, as I said, and I go live every day until the elections to talk about O1s, artist visas, EB1As, green cards, basically anything related to the arts and immigration. I know it's a little bit late, but as I said, I want to talk to you guys about these cases, and I said I would do it until the election. So I wanted to talk about awards. And this is something that is very important to a lot of people, rightfully so. It's very important to be recognized for your professional work, et cetera, et cetera. And today, our law firm actually won an award. So if you look at our post today, you'll see that we won a pretty cool award, law firm of the year for all the work that we do, et cetera. And it's great to be recognized. And it's great that people have seen the hard work that we do, the lives that we are changing. And I appreciate that. But I also do know that winning an award does not necessarily make me a good lawyer. I want to be clear, winning an award does not mean that you're good at something. It means that you're recognized for your work, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at something. So while I am appreciative of it, I also recognize that what makes me a good lawyer is the fact that I am an actual good lawyer, right? I have seen a different fact patterns, different artistries, different types of clients. I see it all the time. So because seeing different cases and working with different types of artists and creatives, I've been able to develop a strategy, a protocol, a framework to approach my cases. That's what makes me a good lawyer, right? My dedication to the field, my desire to learn more, my desire to want to um, influence and empower as many artists as possible, and the fact that we win cases, right? That's kind of like that's evidence, prima facie evidence of me being good in the field. Now, the award is great, right? The award is, the cherry on the cake. It's fabulous. It's great. But I would never substitute winning an award and being recognized for our work. I would never substitute that for actual work. Now, you might be saying, Electra, why are you talking to me about the award that you just won? How does this relate to artist visas? And I will tell you how this relates to artist visas, because the number one thing people tell me in consultations is, oh, Electra, I don't qualify because I've never won an award. Or, oh, Electra, I don't qualify because I've never submitted myself for a competition. And that's fine. That has nothing to do with the O1. There is no requirement to have won an award to qualify for the O1. The award is a form of recognition, is the form of achievement, but it is not the only form of recognition and achievement. And most importantly, the law does not require this of the artist applying. So yes, it's great that you got an award, but it's also okay if you've never submitted yourself for an award, if no one's ever nominated you for an award, and if you've never won an award. So that is perfectly fine, right? So I see a comment. Okay, so for instance, I'm a drummer from Ghana and I need a visa to America. Well, great. I've worked with many drummers from West Africa. In fact, I worked with a very, very famous West African drumming, 10-person drumming group last year. So drummers perfectly capable of getting the O1 visa. There's nothing that states that you can't get an O1 visa. If you want to learn more about the O1 as it relates to your case personally, the best thing to do would be to book a consultation. But you as a drummer, you don't need to have won an award to qualify for the O1. So yeah, it's great if you have an award, but it's not the be all end all of your career. And most importantly, it's not the be all end all for applying and qualifying for the artist visa. As I said, it is a big myth. It's a big legend. Does it help that you won an award? Absolutely. It's great evidence. It's something that I can use. Is it a problem if you've never won an award? Not at all. I would say probably 85% of my cases are artists and creatives who've never won an award. So that's why I say, while it's great to win an award, and I'm very grateful and I'm very happy for the professional recognition that our law firm has garnered throughout the years, it is not the only form of professional recognition, and it doesn't not mean that that is the only way to secure an achievement or to be recognized for my achievements. And it's the same thing for artist visas. I'm working right now on an artist green card for a person who has a 25-year career as a content creator and a photographer, and his portfolio is over 1,000 pages, and he's never won a major award, but he absolutely does qualify for the EB1A. How much I play drum recordings for international producers and artists, that can be considered a professional achievement. So I'm not sure who you performed with, where you've performed, et cetera, but it could be considered to be a professional achievement. I'm not really sure. I don't know the facts to your case. And again, the most important thing about O1s is that at least in our law firm, we look at this holistically. So it's not like, oh, I have this, I qualify. I don't look at cases that way because very often clients might not have X, Y, and Z, but they have A, B, and C, and they still qualify in my opinion. So I look at cases holistically. I look at the totality of the evidence. I look at the niche area, if a niche area exists, and we try to highlight and persuade as much as possible. I currently live in Ghana. Great. We have many clients who do not live in the US, and I work on many cases. These are known as consular processing cases where I have a client who's located outside of the US, and I work on the artist visa while I, of course, am in New York. Very common. Not everybody is currently living in New York or currently living in the States, so not everybody's able to do a change of status. But yeah, the awards, it's a myth. It's I think something that like people in school talk about, like when you're in F1 status and you're like, oh, how am I going to qualify for the O1? And I think that this is what happens. You guys just talk about like, oh, I need an award. And a lot of the times there's a lot of confusion between O1As and O1Bs. And this is especially prevalent amongst people who are like designers, people who use some technical knowledge and some technical skill to execute their artistic work. So they automatically think and qualify for the O1A. So choosing to file under an O1A is a strategic decision that can penalize you depending on how you want to live your professional career, right? There are some people who want to have as much freedom and expansion as possible. That's the nature of being an artist, right? The ability to be free. And the O1A does not allow for that. The O1A does not give you that. The O1A is a higher legal standard. And I think people take comfort in knowing that if they qualify for the O1, that they potentially qualify for the EB1A. Not the case. It's a very, very poor way of using your reasoning skills. The O1 is not a direct path to a green card. Some people think that. Some people think, oh, I have had two O1s. I qualify for the green card. Absolutely not. I think I'm working on a case where I've done her fourth O1 because she just can't apply the legal advice and start to work on her case in the way that I need her to for the EB1A. So great client, has done a lot of work, a lot of TV work, US and internationally, but just does not qualify for the EB1A, even though she's had 401s or she's about to get her fourth O1 with us. So these are things that are really, really important to consider. It's not that you need an award that you're going to qualify, or you don't have an award that you're not going to qualify. It's a total myth, guys. I'm telling you, I'm filing cases that I would say like maybe 85, 90% of clients do not have awards. Again, the client that I'm working on, the EB1A, 25 years of experience, has basically transformed the way we look at photography and has not won a major award. Definitely qualifies for the O1 and EB1A, which is the artist green card. So take awards with a grain of salt, appreciate them for the professional recognition that they are, but don't substitute winning an award for securing other professional achievements. So I always tell people, work, right? Work as much as possible. Do not say no. Do not self-screen, because that ends up hurting your professional profile and thus limiting the sorts of arguments that I can include in your O1 or EB1 petition. So work, get as much achievements as possible, or whatever is an opportunity. Let the attorney evaluate whether or not that is a professional achievement to qualify for the O1. I very oftentimes I have clients who will self-screen and say, "Oh, I'm not going to do this because I don't think that it's worth it," or "I'm not going to do this because I'm not getting paid." And again, especially if you are at the beginning, and when I mean beginning, I mean maybe you just graduated from school, you're on OPT. I don't think that that's the proper way to approach your artistic career. And if we look at just the history of the arts, there's a plethora of examples of artists and creatives who have worked for free. So this client, this EB1A client that I'm working on, again, his career spans 20, 25 years. And as I'm looking in his portfolio, I'm like, okay, do we have invoices or anything like that? And no, a lot of his celebrity pictures, I would say probably 75% of his celebrity pictures he did for free. So if you have the opportunity to take a picture of, for example, um, Heidi Klum, wouldn't you do it? Even if it's free? If you had the opportunity to be at New York Fashion Week and not get paid, but participate and contribute in some way, wouldn't you do it? And I think that that is an approach that is lacking. I think this approach of looking at your career holistically, right, instead of looking at it in terms of one individual achievement. Because if you look at it at one individual achievement, you're going to probably be a little bit disappointed, just because it's very difficult to secure one major achievement in the grand scheme of everything, right? If you look at your career holistically, if you look at your career as the sum of different professional and emotional experiences, you'll have a very rich career. And at least for our purposes, you'll have a very rich petition, right? With a lot of things that can be argued, with maybe niche experiences that can be argued. So that's why I think that it's a great job. It's a great opportunity to come to the US and study. Here's another mistake that people make that I'll just talk about very briefly. Academic achievements are fabulous in academia. Academic achievements mean nothing in the O1 world. So I'm going to repeat that. Academic achievements are fabulous in academia. Academic achievements don't mean anything in the O1 world unless we are very desperate for professional achievements, which you shouldn't be if you're watching my videos, right? So again, being an academic, great. Getting a college degree, also great. Getting a master's, great. Getting a doctorate, great. Fabulous, fantastic. I'm happy for you. But if we're talking about O1s and EB1As, which is my case type, which is what I do, I work with artists, I work with creatives. There's no requirement for such. I have done green cards for people who have never graduated from high school, because we're looking at their professional achievements. We're looking at their creative and artistic achievements. We're not looking at the academic achievements, because the truth of the matter is, if you are working professionally, most people are not going to ask you where you went to school, right? They might do it the first year, right? But then that becomes, and if you see people asking you that like 5 years into the field, that's probably not a good sign of their professionalism. It probably means that they're still hung up on the school that they went to and they haven't really evolved, right? Because I can guarantee you that I went to great schools, but nobody really thinks that the fact that I went to a great school influences the way that I lawyer. The way that I lawyer is based on my experience within the field, right? The way that you perform and the way that you act, or the way that you design, of course, is going to be um, fed by how you are trained in school. You will be shaped by your professional experiences. So why is you might be saying, like, Elektra, why are you talking to me about professional experiences when this video is about awards? This video is called awards, but I want to stress that the absence of an award does not penalize you in any way. The absence of an academic degree does not penalize you in any way. However, the absence of creative and artistic experiences and professional experiences, whether paid or unpaid, will penalize you. And a lot of the times when we think of creative and artistic experiences, sometimes I think we are thinking in the very like type A way, like, oh, I'm performing on stage. That's a creative experience. It is. But when you think in such a limiting way, you are limiting yourself to artistic, what I call artistic adjacent experiences that are fabulous for the O1. So, for example, if you're an actor or performer or designer or whatever, and you choose to give an artistic talk, like right off the bat, you might say, like, Electra, what's an artistic talk? Like, did you just make that up? And yeah, these sometimes we can create terms that we want to express how we want to communicate ideas in the O1 world. So yeah, an artistic talk is not necessarily artistic, but talking about art is, right? And that's definitely an artistic adjacent experience that we utilize all the time, right? Or for example, conducting a workshop, or for example, ghostwriting for somebody, or co-writing a blog with somebody, or co-writing an article, or doing a live stream and talking about, why you express your art in the way that you do. These are all artistic adjacent works and experiences and achievements that we can argue within the petition. So, on the vein of this, I think tomorrow I will talk about something that a lot of artists really don't like to do, which is social media. So I always tell clients, like, if your social media numbers are lower than mine, and I'm a lawyer, then you're probably not working at it or taking it as seriously as you should. And in today's world where art is very often tied to business, it's a lost opportunity. It's kind of like what we say, like leaving money on the table by not really engaging and communicating with different stakeholders on social media, right? And when I mean social media, I don't only mean like Instagram or Facebook. Of course, we mean like TikTok as well, which is a very dynamic platform, which allows you to kind of express your creativity in a lot of different ways. I think it's a very interesting platform. And then, of course, LinkedIn, right, which is the professional platform that oftentimes artists shun because they don't think that they can communicate with stakeholders in that sort of vein. So maybe tomorrow we'll talk about like the importance of social media and why I think that artists really need to get a grip and not join because everybody's on social media, but actively participate in the different discussions that are happening on social media and actively contribute by creating videos, by commenting, by collaborating. Because again, these are things that, yes, great for your career in general, but also very, very strong and important themes to be utilized within the O1 and eventually the EB1A, which most of our clients aspire to do. Most of our clients aspire to get an artist green card so that they don't have to continue this very rigorous process every 2.5 to 3 years with our law firm or with any law firm that's also representing them, especially because laws change, right? Laws that governed O1, 2 years ago or 3 years ago are different than the laws now. And the rules are constantly changing. And because immigration is political, it's going to change with every presidency. So it's not something that can be like guaranteed, right? I can't say that the way we're arguing cases now is the way I'm going to be arguing cases in, for example, like, maybe mid 2025, because things will change. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that I've dispelled the myth of awards, and that although they are great and they are fabulous professional recognitions, and you should be, dancing with joy if you do win an award, you don't need to feel defeated if you haven't won an award, because the absence of an award is literally just that. The fact that it is absent within your petition means nothing. If you do it, great, but you can also do an artist talk to substitute that, or you can do a workshop, or you can do a million other things. And if you don't have a lot of ideas, you can watch other videos of mine, or you can send me DMs and we can talk about artistic adjacent activities, which I think are really, really important to not only, of course, bolster your O1 and EB1A, but also to position yourself as a thought leader within your field. Is there a way to contact you outside of social media? The best way would be to book a consultation. So I do these live videos because I like to talk about O1s, and I like to talk about art, and I like to talk about business and how that makes its way into immigration. So yes, I mean, you if you want to talk to me on a deeper level, yes, you'd have to schedule a consultation. So how do you schedule a consultation? It's very easy. Like, We are a very technologically advanced law firm. You can go and self book on our website. Just go to www.yalelawgroup.com and you can self book. I actually encourage you to go through our website because I have a bunch of free resources for you. I have an O1 checklist for you to download even before. Like I would say, like when you are going on this O1 journey, you want to make sure that you are dating the right person, right? You want to make sure that the person, that the attorney that is representing you is somebody who kind of matches your style. And I think is also going to ensure that you are, on the right track. So go on our website. I think it's www.yalelawgroup.com/free resources. You can have my O1 visa checklist. It's free. You can download my So You Want to Be a Star ebook, or So You Want to Be a Star in the US ebook. You can download all of that stuff for free even before you book a consultation. I have so many videos on social media. I'm one of the only people really talking about O1s in such a detailed way. So I really encourage you before you even book a consultation to go and look at all of the free resources that I offer. Once you do book a consultation, my consultation is structured in a very unique way. So during the consultation, I actually share a PowerPoint with you where we go over the structure of the consultation and I explain to you every aspect of the O1, which is basically the law, the fees, and what happens when you decide to work with us. So the different aspects of being our client. And then after the phone call, you receive a free consultation booklet. So this is something that is very unique to my firm. I created this because I wanted you guys to kind of leave the meeting with me with lots of value, because oftentimes people will book consultations with me and they don't expire until next year. So I always tell clients, just book one, like get all the free resources, watch the videos. When you feel comfortable and you feel convinced that you want to have a more deeper conversation, then go ahead and book a consultation. I mean, we're here. I mean, I'm a New York lawyer. I'm always working. Book a consultation. And then after that consultation, while you're still developing your professional profile, you will have that free consultation booklet. It's yours. Everyone who books a consultation gets it. So yeah, that's how we can talk. But if you prefer to continue to talk in this forum, right, on social media and through live videos, if you have a question, I will definitely answer it during a live. I try to get to as many questions as I can. Right now, I'm really trying to, talk as much as possible, especially about the election. I think it's normal to be apprehensive, and we should be apprehensive. But it's also an opportunity to really dive into information, right? To really prep yourself. Don't they say that luck is just preparation meets, or like, no, like success is preparation meets luck. So you just want to be as prepared as possible. And to do that, you have to inform yourself. So you have to kind of like watch my videos. Hopefully they bring you value. Talk to other attorneys. I will caution you, if you're one of those people who are like, oh, but my friend did this. I'm the type of attorney to be like, I don't know what your friend did. All I know is your case. All I know is trends, facts, laws. I'm on the AILA listserv. I'm talking to attorneys every single day. I know who the best O1 attorneys are. So I don't know what your friends are doing. I know what we are doing, and I know what the top other O1 attorneys are doing. And we are considered the top O1 attorneys in New York City. So when I'm back in the office tomorrow, right now it's a little bit late, it's 11:15, but when I'm back in the office tomorrow, I'll show you guys the award. But again, it's just another professional recognition. Just like today, we got an approval, and maybe I'll talk about this. Maybe I'll talk about this week. This was a designer, and USAS sent us a nonsensical RFE. And this is kind of what happens when you're talking in a language that other people don't understand, right? I'm speaking with facts, I'm speaking with case law, I'm speaking with policies, I'm speaking with legal arguments. And unfortunately, the officer is not an attorney, not a lawyer, no legal training at all. Like they basically do training like online from their house. A lot of USAS officers are contractors. I mean, it's basically a mess, unfortunately, the people who are making the decisions with regards to your fate. But today, a more important professional recognition for me, actually two, is yeah, the award is great, fabulous. I'm happy for all the hard work that my team does. But two, got this client approved from a very difficult Middle Eastern country. So super happy that this person can continue her career. Got a totally unfair RFE, and my RFE response I think was 60 pages. So super happy for her, and super happy for all the hard work that we did. That's a great professional recognition that actually counts for me. And number two, a client who watched a bunch of our videos before becoming our client is still watching our videos, and today told us that she's so happy that she has the ability to communicate with us in real time because we answer emails within like an hour, and that she can also watch the videos while she's developing her petition. Knowledge is power. Luck favors the prepared. It is often given to those most prepared to receive the blessing. Yes, I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something about like being prepared. I think it was like Oprah who said it. I'm not quite sure. But yes, that's exactly that. Yeah. Be apprehensive because we don't know who the next president is going to be and we don't know which policies are going to ensue for O1s. A lot of the times people don't think that policy changes occur in business immigration. Not true. It happens all the time. Major changes in O1 analysis for the officers in the previous presidency. But yeah, just be prepared. Get all the free resources there. I created them for you guys to watch. Watch our videos. Like I said, maybe tomorrow I'll talk about like social media because I think that it's really, really important. But I have a great video on YouTube. It has like maybe 5,000 views about LinkedIn and the importance of LinkedIn for artists, which I think is very, very important. I think it's important to talk with stakeholders as much as possible. A lot of the times old fashioned lawyers will like criticize. I know I get criticized a lot for being on social media. Old fashioned lawyers or old school lawyers will be like, oh, you shouldn't be on social media. But I'm not a gatekeeper, right? I share a lot of information. I'm a strategist. I'm a strategist because I know a lot about art. I have a film degree. I studied theater for 10 years. And because I'm an attorney. I worked in Europe for many years, practicing different types of law, business law, and now or for the past 10 years, I've been working in New York, doing artist visas. So I'm not a gatekeeper of information. I don't think that that's the way to approach these types of cases. I'm a strategist, right? With us, you get strategy, you get personalized a la carte services where you have the ability to talk with us, strategize with us, and come up with a successful game plan for your case. So yeah, tomorrow we'll talk about social media and why it's important, and why I think that you need to talk to the stakeholders. Talk to the stakeholders, put yourself out there, do as much as you can for your career. I believe in failing. So I believe in, failing. Make a mistake, you're that much closer to getting to where you believe success is. And that can only happen if you act and react. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching these lives and supporting the law firm, and recognizing the law firm. I can't give you a time tomorrow because every day is different for me because we file about 100 cases a month. So sometimes I'm very deep with the cases. I'm working with the team. It's almost the end of Q4, so I'm prepping for 2025. So I don't know what time tomorrow. I will try. If you have a preference, like DM me. I always give preference to people who DM me like specific questions, or if you have like a specific time, just let me know and I'll try to make that happen. But otherwise, thanks everybody for watching. I know that it's late, but it's food for thought. So while you're in bed, sleeping, kind of thinking about like, what are my next steps with the O1? Think about downloading the free resources. Think about watching the videos. Think about saying yes. And think about creating your own opportunities. The great thing about content creation is that you are the director. You are the director, you're the art director, you're the writer. It's like content creation is like the greatest exercise in creativity, which is fabulous because all artists are storytellers and we all have something to say that can impact somebody in a different way. So maybe it might not impact the person who's directly watching your video, but years from now, it might, or it might not, but you'll never know if you don't try. So thanks everybody for watching. I know it's late. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I will try to be back at like a normal person hour. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.